Speaker Mike Johnson is threatening to shut down federal courts. He says, hey, we fund it. We can shut them down. That's good news. I like threats. Welcome to the Doug channel as we check out. Mike Johnson.
Getting pretty ugly. House Speaker Mike Johnson issuing an open threat now, saying that Congress has authority to stop providing funding to federal courts. Listen to what the Speaker said just a little while ago.
We do have authority over the federal courts, as you know. We can eliminate an entire district court.
That'd be a shame to get rid of a court, would it? It's a federal court. And because it's federal, they have control of it. They can defund it and just wipe it out. These DC courts that are, and they're all politicized. They all lean left. And he's like showing them going like, look, if you're going to operate this way, how about we defund you? I'm for it. They're corrupt. Get rid of them.
We have power funding over the courts and all these other things. But desperate times call for desperate measures, and Congress is going to act. So stay tuned for that.
All right, Jay, let's get right to it. This is all centered around the Alien Enemies Act and whether deportations fall under the president's Article 2 powers. So what's the reaction in Congress now to what the Speaker just said today?
Well, there are Republicans up here on the Hill, Kira, who want Johnson, frankly, to go further and support impeaching judges who politically have shown that they, or not politically rather, but legally show that they disagree with the administration. The accusation from the administration is that these judges are acting politically, but these judges and other judges all the way up to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court have said that these judges are acting within their constitutionally appropriate powers.
Hold on. I agree. The judges are working within their constitutional powers. And so is Mike Johnson to defund them and shut them down. So if you want to argue constitutional, he can do it. He could do it just for fun. It's within his constitutional powers.
Of passing judgment upon what the executive branch does and either delaying it from going into effect with restraining orders and things of the like. But what Republicans here on
remember the restraining orders that they're launching, the federal judges. You got like 600 judges trying to launch restraining orders on Trump to keep him from deporting criminal gangs and criminals. That's what this is about. So Mike Johnson goes, fine, do a restraining order on the president and we'll defund you. Okay.
Capitol Hill have done is that they want to impeach those judges that they believe are impeding the president's will and action here. Johnson has not supported that publicly. This is as far as he's gone, saying that Congress has the power of the purse. They can control what districts are allocated in which way, the funding and how these district courts are drawn and things of that nature. So this is some of the administration wants Johnson to do to try to set up this clash between Congress, the executive branch, and the courts. But he's not going as far as some Republicans, including Elon Musk, by the way, have pushed for, which is this swift impeachment of various judges that this administration views as a problem, Kira.
Yeah, and impeachment, that's another constitutional right they have. So I have no problem with any of this if they choose to do it. It's probably about time. Now, here's some more. Speaker Mike Johnson, I just want to point out that he is standing, I don't know how tall he is, but look at that big gorilla to his left. Look at this guy. Who's that guy? How tall? I'm 6'8". What do you guys think? Look at this little lady next to him. Either these people are like little 4 feet tall midgets, or this guy is a giant.
Axios reported yesterday that Democrats are, quote, in their deepest hole in nearly 50 years. This is not a mystery. Everyone understands what's happening and why.
It also isn't a bad thing that Democrats are in a hole. It's a celebration.
In their haste to oppose President Trump and our efforts to make government more efficient, Democrats are cutting off their noses to spite their own face. Look, I've made a list of this. They're cheering the decline of an American company which employs over 100,000 workers.
That's Tesla that they're trying to destroy.
They refuse to celebrate the return of stranded American astronauts because SpaceX facilitated their return. Without a hint of irony, they're trading in their electric vehicles for SUVs, as was noted earlier. All right.
And that's my favorite one of all, because I've always said to Democrats, they don't believe in the environmental stuff. It was always a political move. It has political moves going way back. And the idea that it's just ice cold, settled science is not true. Never was. It was always politicized. So the idea that they would turn in their electric vehicles, buy giant gas guzzling SUVs to belch into the climate that they have told us for years was going to drown us all with the melting polar ice caps. I think that's a legit point that Mike Johnson pulls out here.
They publicly refuse to stand for a childhood cancer survivor, victims of violent crimes during President Trump's joint address. Their message has gone from, it's more than just anti-Trump now, it's anti-American.
It's more than just anti-American. It's anti-human, anti-family, anti-God. That's the Democrat Party. That's why you never put an X next to a Democrat. Thank you guys for watching. Leave us a comment below on what you think. Of course, give us a thumbs up. Really helps push this channel out. I'm Doug.